Hello. Always Dizzy here. A very late stream for me today. I'm sure I won't get any viewers. It's about almost 10:30 p.m. here. I was my sleep schedule is messed up again. It was actually I was getting it back on track, and then today I took a nap and I'm all messed up again. So kind of upset about that. Anyways, I'm going to start with puzzle streak of 40 as I always do before I play any games as a warm up. I'm 1 minute in here. Let's get started. Since it is late, I feel like I can't be quite as loud. Yeah, I don't know. My sleep schedule, my sleep has just been so bad over the past couple months. I've tried so hard to get it under wraps, but it's not going so well. I know I'm not the only one like that with that issue. These are weird puzzles for this rating. My king should be too good, don't you think? No, I don't like these puzzles for this rating at all. There we go. Is there a mate here somehow? Here. Check. Oh no, check. We are white. We are black. Fork is looking good. I'm confused here. It started like this, where we were down a piece. You would think it's trading queens, but then what's my follow-up? And then maybe, no, because my rook's under attack. Yeah, but it must be trading queens. I'm going to end it here though. And then, yeah, I do not like this puzzle at all. So taking on f6 is one way to do it. Um, I do not like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not my favorite puzzle. And then there's also just moving the rook back anywhere. No, I guess not there. Why not? Because b3 and then b4. So, but we could put it to e1. I don't like that. I mean, I just, as a puzzle, I don't like it. King should be too active here. I think his rook looks... Maybe I can just push, actually. I think I just keep pushing. He can try, but he can't stop it. I can take the queen and then go rook at f4. Rook d4 is looking good. And I guess I'm taking the knight. Maybe knight e4. Rook c1. Safer. That's the safer way to do it. Take. 3 viewers, wow. So we have a deflection. Then he can protect his king like so. Actually, I could just take the queen and then win the rook. It's funny that I didn't even think about it. It's funny that that's even a puzzle. We have a check. If the king goes to f1, then it's a mate. If the king goes anywhere, it's just a mate in 2. Okay. So I have a check on c2. But nothing after that. I have a check on d3. Actually, maybe I do have something after that. Then I can just I can trade queens and then take the rook. I'll be up at least exchange. Although I am down a bishop to begin with. So I would have to keep this knight after. You know, take. We'd have to, and I don't know if I'm escaping there. Knight d3 is another way to do it. Because that way I'm also getting a pawn. If he flees to f1. Yeah, but if he flees to f1, then I don't have anything. Yeah, so I think it's knight c2. Yeah, king moves somewhere. We don't know where yet. Then I trade queens. I take the rook. He can't prevent its escape immediately, and so I think we're good there. Okay. I think I take the bishop. Oh, no, that doesn't work for many reasons. So I guess we take the rook and then check. And that's going to have to work out. Now, I could get rid of this bishop, but maybe I need to. Because if I take the rook, though, and then he takes my bishop, I can grab this one, and I'll be up material. They both seem to... Oh, no. Yeah, but they both seem to be good, right? Because this also seems good. We take on g8. He recaptures. No, but then I get the bishop for free. That's the difference. Yeah, so we don't want to trade this off. And hello, amateur Shaq. It's a late stream today, so I don't think there'll be too many people here. B5 looks like it wins the queen. So we play it. We are black. I think yeah, this is just marching the pawn up the board. And then I'm thinking of bishop b4. I don't think he can sack it. Because I can... Ooh. Yeah, but he might be able to stop that one. But then my king... He'll get these two, but I think my king is here in time. If we go bishop b4, takes, king b3, king c8, and then I make a run for these. No, what am I talking about? Of course I can't do that. So bishop b4, rook b4, king d2. I guess I can just push the pawn, a3. Can I do that? A3? No, because he's always coming here. Yeah, my king comes in. Chess, cheese? No, I'm not playing in that. In the GPO. Can't afford it. Take $1,000. Yeah, so king c4. But I don't like that. I just don't like it. Amateur Shack, I'm the first one to admit that my time management is terrible. You know that, but do it anyways. Well, it is an excuse, but I know it's a problem. I know it's a problem. I just have trouble playing quicker. So it's not an excuse. I mean, it's a problem I have. I know it's a problem. How else am I supposed to describe it? But yeah, so king b4, rook b4, king b, sorry, bishop b4, rook b4, king b4 takes on d2, and that just doesn't seem right. So I got to find something else. I don't want to get blocked off here, because then how do I ever make progress? I guess technically I could hope for something like this. If king c4, I'm not sure what I think about. Maybe is this possible? Can I go king c4? Is it possible? What if he goes after this pawn and I start marching up? You know, he goes behind it. I'm really not sure about that. Okay. I mean, I would like this, but I just don't see how I'm winning that. Because as I march towards here, he's just going to get a passed pawn, you know? The best I can do is draw. The best I can do is draw. This one's really messing with my mind here. Hang on a second. Wait. Am I missing something here? Can I, so if bishop b4, rook b4, king d2, and let's say I go king b3, king c1. I know that normally without these pawns it's a draw, but like a3, king b1, and I give a check, you go to the corner. It's the same deal of the outside pass pawn. Like even though my king is active here, all he does is just plays g5, and I'm just in unless I can then go f5. Like if we're just assuming that my king gets close enough to stop it, because by the time he takes this one, it's still pretty close though. By the time I grab it and then come here, he's going to be in time, I think. Yeah, why is this one's really gotten me. So what about king a2? It just doesn't seem like it'll work, for many reasons. Let's just say he plays g5. I mean, I'm going to be way too slow in anything I get going there. There's no way. There is no way. And then going king c5, I'm unsure about. Rook b8, a3, rook a8. Rook a8, potentially I have bishop b4. Now, even that, I think he might even be able to sack. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. My brain's a little bit mush here. It is late. This is just so natural. It's the most natural move, but I don't see the win there. Yeah, I'm gonna get it wrong, and I'm gonna have to start over. So rook a2 was looking promising, but I mean king a2, but it just seems a little slow, or a lot slow. You know, a3, because like my plan would be king a2, a3, and bishop b2, king here, and then, but that's just too slow. It's far too slow, and then he can even just sack the rook there, and he's going to be winning. That doesn't work. King c4. Again, I don't see the follow-up. I just don't see the follow-up. I push and then king a1. Could I then bring the king back here? Because now my pawn is a little bit more advanced. So if he gives me a check, then I can come here. Yeah, maybe. Okay, maybe that works. King c4, rook b8, a3, rook a1. And then I bring the king back to b3. And then if king b1, then I have bishop b4 again. And it's different because if he now, is it different? So now if rook takes b4, king b4, yeah, see now he's too slow. I'm actually going to go with that. So before I forget, yeah, we're going to go here. Yeah, let's see. That actually does seem to work. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And then we push. Wow, I earned that. I worked hard on that one. I worked hard on that one. That one is a lot trickier. So I'll show you. So this is the most, like I would play this in every bullet and blitz game. I would play bishop b4 here. Maybe not blitz, but well, probably blitz too, but definitely in bullet. It's just the most natural move. But it's just a draw after this. You know, once the king gets to this square in the end game, it's a draw against a rook pawn. So using that logic, my king has to come and grab these, but he can just trade those off. So it's no better than a draw here. So yeah, then I was looking at this, and the difference is, so now we go back to b3. He gives us a check. Now we can block with the bishop, and if he sacks now, the difference is our pawn is closer on a3 now. So he doesn't. He's a little slow in stopping it. So I worked that out, but God, that took a long time. But I am happy I worked it out. Okay. Next up. So I think it's queen h5. I mean, you just have to play queen h5 without even thinking. Okay, and they gave us an easy one there. How about, no, okay, we trade rooks and then queen d2. So take, I assume he needs to recapture, and then we go queen d2. We're hitting the rook and we're threatening mate. He can't move the knight, and he could block with a rook, but then I just take. So that should be it. We are black. We're down a piece. So knights are really bad against rook pawn, so my logic is to take. It's possible he doesn't recapture, but I'm up a pawn there, and that should be winning. So if he does recapture, then I just push the pawn. Now he can stop it temporarily, maybe with knight b4, but then I think I'm going to grab one pawn, and eventually I'm going to attack this one. That looks pretty good, and I'm going to go with that strategy. I could take the pawn first. Is there a difference? Somehow I think there is, because he gets to move here with check. Although, still don't know if there's a difference, but I'm inclined to push the pawn first because actually, So maybe I do take the pawn first. And then I think he needs to play knight b4. And then I either go, well, I guess it doesn't matter where I go. So king c4. I'm going to grab his other pawn. Right? He can start, he's got to move the knight again somewhere. And then I'm going to grab this one. Yeah, I think we take the pawn here. Okay. Another important move. I'm thinking king c4. He can bring in his king. This is tricky. What if I push the pawn? Then he's got to make a knight move. And then if we go king c4, he needs to move the knight again somewhere. Not sure where. Let's say to b2. This is really tight. I do kind of like that, like a3 knight b4. We're coming in again. And then probably knight b2. And then king b3. Yeah, that looks good, right? Oh, yeah. These were tough puzzles today. I got a tough batch, but okay. So this doesn't work because I thought I could go king b. Yeah, I thought this is winning. Okay, a miracle draw. I mean, it's okay. This is a hard puzzle. His king's gonna be just in time to defend. So I needed to bring in the king. Oh, this is a hard puzzle. Then you gotta go d5. Yeah, because I was thinking we take, but oh no, that was. I don't hate the puzzle, but it's that was. I mean, that's not normally a 1900 rated puzzle. Anyways, I got to start over here. That was a tough batch. Okay, so we are black. That was really a tough batch. Where are we here? We win the bishop. I think I can trade and then take. Wait. I don't know if that's enough. No, we're just going. What? It was? Wait, what did I miss here? This is, I mean, for like a 40, okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. They're just harder today. The puzzles like aren't terrible, really, but they're harder than usual today, and so that's kind of just throwing me off a little bit. Hello, Silent Blender. I mean, they're way harder than usual. Like, this is the 1200. I'm inclined to go king d3. Because if he goes to g3, feels like my king is in the better position here. I'm confused here. I mean, did we just take the bishop? And how is that a puzzle? Oh, so we're supposed to be scared of rook b8, but we have bishop c8, so that's what we're supposed to be scared of, I guess. Okay, so here we just have a mate in 2. Yeah, stark contrast with the previous batch, you know. 7 viewers, I'm happy to see some viewers here. Okay, so we have a check, and then it's going to be a mate in a few. And how do we want to start? They both seem to win the bishop, because if we take here, then we have h4, right? But this also seems to win the bishop. So actually, maybe he doesn't block. Maybe he just like moves the king somewhere, and then we're not getting the bishop so easily. So we'll do it this way, and we'll take with the queen so that we can threaten mate. So it's essentially a tempo move. Plus our queen is under attack. I could trade queens here, which wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. I could also just win his bishop. We have a check followed by taking the knight. And that just has to be good. Okay, so king e6. I don't think he's got stalemate possibilities. Okay, so let's say he goes rook g8. Then we have a check. And then yeah, I mean that should just be pretty straightforward. So there's a free knight. I don't see the problem. Yeah, this batch is way easier than the last batch was way harder. I can win the knight. We can win the knight, check, and then check. Actually, that wins the king and the knight. It wins everything. Okay. Boom. Can that ever work? No. And we can just take the rook. Maybe not. Yeah, we can. And then we take the knight and we're up a piece. Okay, we are black. I can go remove the defender and then it's a lifeline. Come on. Okay, we have a check mate in 1. Way easier than the previous batch. But it's only 27. Still a ways to go. Is his queen trapped? Not quite. Oh my god, I think I can take the rook. Wow. Very nice. We are white. Man, you viewers are very, very quiet, but it is late, right? You're probably in bed watching on your phones. So I can take his rook, and then we should be fine, right? A million different ways to be fine here. I mean, I don't think I'm missing. Or is it a mate? He can block with the bishop. I guess that's forced, right? Yeah, it's almost mate, though. Oh, and then I take... Whoa, hang on. Because this still looks winning. Taking on c3 still looks winning. I'm not sure if I want to bring the rook back or the king back. Like, they both seem like they should be winning. So maybe is this not winning? Check. Then we take, because this seems like the better version. But maybe the problem is then king f3, and then we're in some trouble. Okay, it's wrong. Yeah, I mean, I could have spent more time on it, but that's not what I'm doing tonight. Okay, that makes sense. 9 viewers. Sorry guys for being extra sloppy tonight, but I'm not going to be spending for solutions like that I feel like I know the answer. I'm not going to be like triple checking. Yeah, I'm just some oversights tonight. Okay. That's too bad, because that was a much easier batch than the previous one. Okay, maybe this one will be the one. I'll try to lock in my focus here. We don't want to take, because then, unless... No, we can come back with the knight. And same thing here. "10 minutes per run"? No, that defeats the whole point of accuracy. Even though I'm not being accurate. If you want something like that, then you do Puzzle Rush. Or whatever they call it on... What do they call it on Lead Chess? Puzzle Storm. But then you're only going to get easy puzzles, right? Then you're just doing like forks and mate and ones. Knight should be trapped. Here. Black. We are black. Well, we have to stop this. We can go here. We can go here. This is better. This is better. Do I need to take it now? I think so. And should be mate. 8 viewers still. Can we take there? No. Why can't I just take? Are they saying that this is not enough? I don't see what would be better though. Don't like that one. Not a fan. Back rank. Vivek says a manual time limit for 40 puzzles. No, I don't agree with that, because then you don't care. You can just get them all wrong. Who cares, right? Once your time is up, you're done. So I don't like that, because then it forces you. Then you can be lazy. My method, I'm not stopping until I hit 40. So I don't like the time limit. Yeah, then you can just get them all wrong until your time runs out. Kill box. That's, in this case, it's just a mate and one. Well, well, hmm. Well. I was looking at pushing, but I don't think that works because after takes and no, sorry. I mean, I was looking at taking on f7, and after king f7 and check, he takes on f6, and I push. He can just block it through a number of different ways. So the next, I mean, taking the pawn might work, but I'm not so sure. So the next, I don't even know how would that even help you. This is a really trippy one. Because how would king d7 help me? That doesn't help me. Or does it? Because I'm threatening mate now. Or am I? Yeah, I am. But then he can just give me a check or play king g8. I'm not making any progress there. So you would think it's taking the pawn, but that can't be right. Yeah, so the other option is e6. So we'll look at the check after. He needs to take it or give me a check, otherwise I'm going to mate him in 2 moves. So e6, fe. I don't know. They seem too hard today for me for some reason. I just can't think anymore. Can't calculate anymore. Boom, boom. I don't know if I want to take on b7 there or take with the king. I don't know. 11 viewers. Wow. I'm surprised I'm getting viewers during, like, this is the most boring stream ever, right? But yeah, I don't know. Did any of you figure it out? Don't tell me the answer, but tell me if you found it. I'm sure you did. It's only a 1500 rated puzzle. And it's been done over 8,000 times. So I don't know. I'm missing something obvious, obviously. But I just don't see. I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. It's supposed to be so simple, and it is, I'm sure. I'm sure. Oh, so Vivek didn't even solve it. Yeah, he thinks he sees it. So I'm going to look at e6 again because it just seems like it would make sense. I don't think a check right away should work. I probably have king e5 there. Although, no, then he's got a check here. And I'm totally out of it. So this, yeah, e6, it might just be king d4. Or maybe I can go here, though. No, wait, what am I talking about? Yeah, so e6, if he gives me a check, king e5, that's my pawn. Yeah, I might have king e5 there. So I don't think that works. But after if he captures on e6, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. Because even if I got my king to e6, like just pretend right now my king is on e6 and these pawns are gone. I'm not threatening anything, you know? I'm just not threatening anything. So I don't know how this is rated 1500. Are people just taking the pawn? I guess I'll look at that now because I can't seem to make sense of anything else. Really don't see it. So what about since we know he can't play king d4 or rook d4, sorry, after he recaptures, so we know that this is forced. What if I do take on b2 just for fun? Because if my king comes here, then at least I'm threatening mate, right? So e6, fe, either rook b7 or king e6 right away. Let's just say rook b7. And again, I'm not sure what he would do. Let's say he takes on h2. And then king e6. King takes e6. He gives us a check. Oh, maybe I can hide behind this pawn. Okay, I'm going to go for this because I just have no other idea. That's what I'm going to go with. So I'm going to push. Yeah, and then here I wasn't sure. So I guess it matters which one we do it. So I was thinking about taking on b7. It's probably king takes because otherwise I could go to c7. So there must be something about rook takes b7 that doesn't work. Yeah, because takes I was thinking about here. And then check. I was going to go here. Maybe he has... Yeah, maybe there he would have rook e8. Back rank. He might have rook e8. So rook e8 and then king g6. Not fully seeing that, but he might have rook e8 there. So if I take right away, the difference is he can't. Okay, well, the difference is there a difference? So let's say he goes to rook e8 this way. I don't know if there is a difference there. Could I then push? Could I go e7? Or f7? So f7 and then rook e7? I don't even know what's going on here anymore. That's complicated. I don't think that works because he just goes rook e7. Unless then I have king f7 or king f6. Ooh. Well, 14 viewers now. That's really tricky. Yeah, I think if I go to recap, I think if I go rook b7 first, I think he might have check, and then after this, after this, wait, I already forgot. I'm trying to refute this line again. So rook b7. Oh, I don't think I was looking at a check right away. I think I was looking at him taking the pawn, but there might even be something else immediately. There might even be another immediate move, but I was thinking about taking the pawn and then he can go check and then come back here. So I think we take right away. And then if he gives us a check, yeah, we come into f5. He goes to the back rank. And then there's that whole line. So then I was going to go king g6. And yeah, he makes, let's say he goes to a4. We push f7, rook f7. Oh, he might have rook, or I mean, he might have rook e6 check. Oh my God. Yeah, because I was looking at rook e7 before, but he might have rook e6 check. Which is a big problem. That would not do anything for me. I'd have to come back. Oh, that would actually be pretty bad. No, I would have to go to h7, and I don't have anything there. Wow, this is really hard. The puzzle is so hard today. So yeah, so takes check. I was going to go to f6. Is there something else? I don't think so. Unless it's something completely different. Maybe I do take the pawn. I don't think so, though. Seems wrong. So hard. Takes check, or you could even take the pawn. Maybe I wasn't looking at check. Maybe I was looking at taking the pawn before. No. I was looking at the check immediately. Yeah, so we look at the check. So he goes to e8. I wonder if I'm quick enough to... I guess if that happens, I can probably start munching on these. That should be good enough. Yeah, it ends there. So I think if he does go back here, yeah, we just start munching on those. Okay. Tough. That was only... I'm only on 21 here. That was tough. Tough puzzles tonight. Okay. 13 viewers. Welcome, viewers. If you're not bots. So how about we open up the G file? It's looking pretty good to me. He is threatening a check, but it's pretty meaningless. We just use it as shelter, an umbrella pawn they call it, or a traitor pawn, because it's betraying my opponent. That would not be a problem for us. And we're not scared of this because we have a discovered mate. And so this is looking pretty good. So he essentially has to take. And then I guess we would take with the bishop because then it just, yeah, it's the same issue again. Okay, well, this one should be king c4 because we're going to grab the a pawn. Okay. We want to keep the b pawn. So I think it's king a6. The only move, because we can't trade this pawn off. It has to be king a6. There's a pawn up for grabs. I don't think that's going to be it though for some reason. Can I go here? Yeah, that's looking possible. If he takes, then we have a mate. So he needs to play g5, and then same thing. I just take again. Okay. I can win the the b7 pawn by going bishop b7 check. Because if he tries to hang on to it, then check and mate. And it's just going to be mate no matter what. I don't think we have to calculate this out. And we are white. Probably a fork between the two royal pieces here. Except my knight is not quite prepared to do that. So maybe it's just going to be a mate. If he flees to g8, we will have a discovery on the queen. I don't know if that's quite enough. Takes. I mean, I'll be up the exchange, right? So that should be enough. Check. No, wait, I won't be up the exchange. It's got to be starting with that check, though. It has to. So king g8. Maybe I could do the other check. Knight e7. Yeah, knight e7. Well, even that, though. So king h8. Then I have knight g3, king g8. Then I take with check. Oh, yeah. So that's good. So therefore, he has to go to d8, king d8. And from there, then we have another discovered check. But even there, I got to be careful because I am down a queen. So even this, he goes to d8. I can take the queen, but I'm still down material. Oh, man. Check. Not to mention he can just go queen e3. Okay. So this could be a problem. Oh, maybe. Oh, we have a bishop. We have a bishop. Oh, no, but sorry, we can't do that. What am I talking about? So check. So we might have to go knight b2. He can't take with the knight because it's defending his queen. So that would force king d8. Oh, then I have a fork here. But still complicated. But the difference is I can recapture here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, tricky. They're hard today. That was rated to only 1600. They seem extra difficult today. So why can we not just take the queen? Well, some of them are easy, but yeah, they're throwing in harder ones than usual. So he will get his queen back, but I'll be up the exchange. So okay, there's a free bishop, but then we'll just be equal material. So, but no, then I'll be up to exchange, right? Oh no, same thing. He'll be on my rook. So this is, yeah, is it just me, or do the puzzles seem like they're getting harder? Might just be me. Probably just me. I mean, you would think it has to be queen e7. So he can't recapture because we're just going to be up a bishop. So the only move that makes... Actually, there's also a check that we have to worry about. But then we have bishop f2. So he has to take. Has to. Yeah, that's just good. Okay. So we have a check here. Oh, we have a fork. There you go. Reverse engineer that one. And check. He's got to go to the f8 square to defend. If he defends with the rook, can I then sack here? Can I sack here to begin with? Yes, I can. No, I can't. The queen is x-raying. Yeah, the king is like his queen is x. Oh, wait, yeah, sorry. You know, I can. I'm just stupid. I was right the first time. Okay, I'm not a bright person. I'm really sucking on the puzzles tonight. I've been doing this for over an hour. Really bad performance. One of my worst ones in a while. So this one I have no clue. Because we do have bishop d4, so we can maybe take on f2 to start. Yeah, maybe rook f2, and then if queen f2, we have bishop d4. Yeah, that seems okay. What about knight a6? So knight e6, we have check, take, I'll be up the bishop. And then after queen f2, bishop e4, knight a6, we take with check. This is actually quite concerning. Yeah, that's actually a concerning line. So queen f2, bishop d4, knight a6, bishop f2, king f1. That's a problem. Yeah, that is a problem. Yeah, I guess I would then play something like queen c7. And then takes. But he's going to have two rooks for the queen. So I don't know if that's good enough, but I don't know what else it would be. I'm going to play that and I'll look at it with the engine. I don't want to start with this because I think he just has rook f1. Whew, okay. Yeah, it ends too early, so I'm going to look at this with the engine because I was thinking a challenging line would be knight a6 here. I don't like the ending of this puzzle at all. We just move the queen. Oh wait, it wouldn't be. Okay, I did misevaluate at the end, like, or not misevaluate. Like I thought we would had just a queen against two rooks, but since it's a check, yeah, actually, wait, no, sorry, no. I was right. First time, yeah. So it would be. Oh, but we don't take the knight. Oh, this is hard. The thing is, nobody's calculating this. I mean, the lower rated people that are like 1700, they're not calculating this. There's no way. They have to see queen f3 at the end. Because I think people aren't looking at the 96. They might have seen this and then they end it. Not everybody, but I know that some lower rated players, certainly, they just see the bishop d4 and then they end their calculation. They're like, oh, bishop b4 at the end. But then they don't, I'm sure, I just don't believe that like 1600, 1700 puzzle players are seeing knight a6. Or maybe they end their calculation here and they're like, oh, I'm good. But it's not so simple. It's not so simple. Or I don't know. Maybe I'm an old man ranting. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here. I feel that I should have enough shelter around my bishop to be able to take his rook. I feel like it's going to be enough. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Amateur shock. That's what I'm saying because I'm saying they get it right because they don't see all. They're not looking at all the lines. So that's why I don't like those puzzles so much because they're not properly rated because the puzzles, yeah, they end too early, but they end there because there's more than one winning move. So because these are all computer generated, like from games, right? They're not curated. So it's just frustrating to me because I know that some like 1700s aren't looking at that. Okay, sorry, I'm just totally ranting. So yeah, so I don't know. Can I escape all of the checks? I feel like I can. But can I? So we go to f8. Not sure how he would continue here. Let's say he goes check. Check. I just feel like I can hide here eventually. But I don't know. Maybe I can't. I've already briefly looked at queen c1. He's limited to king g2 because, I mean, I just don't think he's going to give up the rook this way. It feels like it shouldn't be good. Feels like I have too many. I mean, it's similar though. It's actually quite similar. If he just gives up the rook, which is funny. You'd think we have to take the rook in some capacity, though. I don't think I can trade queens here. Possibly. Take. No, but the pawn is strong on b3, I think. Yeah, but I'm going to have so many pawns, though. Boom. 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 No, I think he can defend that. It's close. It's close to trading queens. Okay, can I defend? Let's go back to this. But this, honestly, this is still interesting, though, because that's assuming he goes to e1. Let's say he doesn't go to e1. That's the real question. Because then I'm just down. I'm not going to set anything up, or am I? No, that's just a worse version of what I have. Because then he definitely has perpets. It's just that I'm threatening mate in 1 there, which I like. Check, king g2. I don't think here because that just can't be good. Or can it? Maybe it can. No, because I'm going check. Yeah. So I think he's got to go to g2. And then I don't have anything other than taking on d4, which I feel is too slow. So I think we have to take the rook. And I didn't even calculate how I'm defending, but it doesn't matter because if I can't take the rook, I have nothing. So at the worst scenario here is I have a draw. Now I don't know if I actually want to keep the bishop, but actually I guess I have to. So the only thing, I mean, I guess he does have a couple of different checks. Let's look at this one. This is not my favorite puzzle. I'm not, but yeah. So king f8, queen e6. I could block with a bishop, but let's say king d8. And then check. Okay, but why okay, well let's do that. It just ends there. Oh, I should, not my favorite puzzle. Not my favorite puzzle. Okay, we are black. This one looks interesting though. Can we get a breakthrough? Not that. Oh yeah, so I think it's going to be b4. If he, oh wait, no, wait, maybe not. Or yeah, I think it's b4. I think we win a bishop. So b4, if he takes us a c pawn, I think I can play d2, right? And then he has to take, and then I take the bishop. Now, his pawns are all on dark squares, and he's going to have a pass pawn, so I'm not 100% sure about that. That might, yeah, but then eventually I can zugzwang him enough, I think, to get one of these pawns with my king. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think so. And then my bishop will protect his passed b pawn. If he takes with the a pawn, then I just go a3. So I think that's going to be correct. I don't think we want to go here first because here he's not forced to take. So what if he doesn't take? Then I'm going to have a passed b pawn. So it's going to be here, and then we're going to push. Yeah. So I nailed that one. Okay, so let's look at check. And then I want to sack my bishop somehow. It might be this way. Can I do it this way? Check, and then here. Yeah, so bishop h7, king h8, bishop g8. Oh, you might have g6 and stuff though. No, that doesn't quite work, right? Okay, so back to rook g8, king h8. I'm trying to sack the bishop. Okay, then I give a check. It goes here, then queen g2, and he can block with the queen or the bishop. But then I have bishop g6, which looks good. Yeah, that looks like it's working. Check. No, sorry. Rook g7. So check, check, and then queen g2. Yeah, I think then queen g2. If queen g4. Queen g4, I have rook g7. Very nice. Yeah. So therefore he has to, so it's going to go bing bang boom, queen g2, then he's got to go bishop g6, then I go bishop b6. Or actually, yeah, then probably bishop g6. Yeah, so that should be working. Oh my god. I don't want to do puzzles anymore tonight, guys. Okay, what did I miss here? Oh my god, rook d1. I missed rook d1. I was looking, I thought he had to take. Oh, that's too bad. And then here I was going to go rook g7. So what is it? Oh my god, I can just take here. Wow, that's sad. That's sad. Pathetic. Pathetic. I'm so slow now. I don't feel great with the, like I'm playing so poorly. I'm not playing, I'm doing puzzles, but not doing well. Thank you, Vivek. So he has to go to a6. But then what? Check. Comes back here. Check. Forced. Check. Forced. This is rated 1500. What is it? What could it be? Unless we're just going for a draw. Well, we're going to take here first because I don't see what else it would be. Yeah, so this one, why did it do this stupid? This is a simple one. But I want to look at the other line. Oh, okay, then we go to king a4, queen a4. Yes, got to zigzag here. Okay. I think I can take the rook. Check. What does that do? Oh, then I've got this. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, that was like a woodpecker puzzle. We have a check here too. We have a check and a check. Oh yeah, check, and then I can take his bishop. Queen is overloaded, so we take the rook first. He's threatening mate, but it's defended. His queen is under attack, so we have to take with the king or the rook because our bishop is under attack. Probably the rook, otherwise, I don't know. Doesn't look so good, right? I don't know exactly what he would do. I mean, I would play this in a game, but since it's a puzzle, we have to look at king f8. It just doesn't make sense to move the. Although then there is an interesting thing about that. If we take with the king, we are threatening to take two different pieces now. But he gives a check, right? And then, I mean, unless I'm running over here, which it's possible I am. But then he's always got this check, right? So it just doesn't make sense to me to do that. And we need to take with the bishop because he's threatening mate. Actually, yeah, right? I don't like that one at all. Okay, we are white. It's just a mate. It's not a mate. But there's got to be something. Yeah, so check. And then, yeah, he can't protect both rooks. I can take on e6 twice. Right, if he takes here, then we have check. So either way. And, well, we could take on e5. And then we have knight a4. Black. No, God, not one of these again. I remember that earlier one. That was the first really tough one. I think I can push the a pawn. I'm threatening to promote. And if he takes the one pawn, then I can, I think, oh, yeah, then I can go check. Or can I? So push doesn't do anything. Maybe I have time to protect my b pawn. Bishop e5. I think I have time to protect. If he comes here, then what? I always have so much trouble with these. Okay, so bishop e5, king b1. Oh, I can block with the bishop, so I can go king b3. Yeah, check, and I've got this. Okay. I think I can just go a2 now. And we have a check. And then a check, and then I can take. Yeah, check. If he goes e5, we take on b3. I think we take, no. Do we take that? No, it's something like that though, because I'm trying to, this is the only square I have to worry about. No, we push and then we go bishop c. Yeah, so we'll be up a bishop here. What could this be? We are down a bishop. How could there be a solution here? Oh, don't even have to calculate. I'm not even calculating that because nothing else would work. Now we calculate. It's probably check. If he runs, I take the queen. So he has to take. Tricky. Still tricky. I'm an hour and a half in now, and I messed up my sleep schedule again. I'm not happy about that. Really trying to focus here. The puzzles, they just get harder as you get older. Yeah, I don't know. I keep looking at rook f3. Check. I guess he didn't even have to take. He could technically go to d2. Or e2, sorry. Very tough. This is rated 1750. Why? And how? Yeah, so check, take. I mean, maybe then I. No, it would be better to do it as a pawn if I'm going to do that. Like take. I mean, are we? But I'm down. No, I guess I'm up a pawn or two. Are we just going for that? If so, that's pretty lame. I guess I'm up 3 pawns there. No, I can't. No, because he'll have 6 pawns. So I'll be up 2 pawns. But then there's some stuff for him to grab still. Yeah, so maybe we're just trading queens, taking the bishop, taking on f3. And playing that out. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Because the rook f3 doesn't. I don't see the follow up. We're just down too much material. So I'm going to look at this one. Oh, maybe I won't. Yeah, I don't like that one. Don't like it. So we have a check. We also have a check. Now let's look at taking an a8. If he brings the king up, then it's mate. So he needs to block on f8. If he blocks with the rook, then it's mate. And if he blocks with the bishop, then it's mate. So, oh wait, yeah, it's a little different. Yes, I think we go rook f7 and then hope to survive. So check here. My rook covers f4. So I go king h2 and my rook covers f4. Okay, we are white. We have a check. So let's explore that first. If king f8, we can take on g6. We can also go check here. That's mate, almost. King e8. Queen b6. That's got to be queen b5 is mate in 2. Not quite. But that's got to be a win though. It's got to be a winning. Check. That was rook f. So I mean, maybe this one will do it. Check. I don't know, but that's got to be the first move. I mean, come on. It's got to be, even if I can't calculate. Check, boom. Check, rook d7. Could I sack the knight? Check. Check. Yeah, that's got to be a win there somewhere. He can run, but there's no way he can survive. I think that's mate right there. The king is on e6. And, whoops. So if he runs to the H file, then it's just mate. So, yeah. Oh! Okay, you know what? I didn't see this pawn here. I thought my rooks were lined up. That's what I was calculating the whole time. I didn't see the pawn on f2. So I was good. This is what I was looking at. Check. And then here, and then I was going to sack the rook here. Rook f8, and then sack the knight on e7, and then check, and then yeah, and then take here. That's mate. That's what I calculated. I didn't see the pawn on f2. So this was the way to win. There's no mate here. Yeah, but oh god. An hour and 40 minutes. Like I'm done. I'm sick of the puzzles. I was sick a long time ago. This is not funny anymore. And it never was funny. No, it's not. I'm just having I'm not a good day. I sometimes do it in 12 minutes, or maybe not 12, like 14 minutes. And today is just not going well, for whatever reason. Ooh. We're going to go after this one, I think. Interesting, though. Because, yeah, he'll never be able to grab this, right? But you would think both of these moves work then, if that's the case. You would think they would both work. But I'm not so sure. The problem I have with King d5 is King d7. But then we have this reserve tempi after. Yeah, so it will be here. And then we have h4, and then we outflank. Wow, that was tricky. Take. Here. What is this? I'm so confused. So if we take on e4, oh, then we have a check. Okay, then we pin him. We go here and then g5. These are hard. They're just tough. This is a mate in 2. Come on, give me next one. So I can take, and then I have check. And I might be winning his queen, but let me just make sure that this is not a problem. I think I can just come back. Oh wait, it's check. Yeah, it's check. So yeah, I think actually it's just mate. It's just mate in 1. Oh, no. I was right the first time. Yeah, we're going to win the queen. And we are white. I'm so disappointed with this stream. I really am. I mean, I'm really disgusted. Okay, we are white. We're moving up the board. So do we have a... It's going to be a very funny mate. And another funny mate. Is that going to be winning? Well, it needs to be. This wins the knight. Check. Check. Is that good enough? What if he comes up the board? Then check and mate. So yeah, he's got to go here, and then I win the bishop like this. This wins his queen. I mean, we need to take it. And then it gets zugzwang. So we have to go a4, not a3, because then he goes a4. So we have a trebuchet situation here, so we have to go a4. And take. Can I go rook c4? If he takes my queen, then I go check. And if he takes my rook, then I go, ooh, then what? That's a problem. Oh, I'm so tired of the puzzles. I'm so sick of the puzzles. I'm so sick of the puzzles. Here? Here. Take, check, king f1. Is that better or just equal? Sorry. If he takes here. Check, king f1. I think I can take with the pawn, and then I'm winning the knight. So we have a check. He has to take. And then I think I'm just taking here. We have a bishop covering h2. So check, takes, check. Yeah, so bing, bang, boom, king g1. And then, yeah. Okay, I didn't think he'd take that way, but I think we just take the rook now. It's still messing with me. Because I'm not sure if the 2 minors against a rook is enough. I don't think it is. And I feel like this is not going to work. It's just mate. So it's still messing with me. It has to be, it's got to be this. I don't see what else it could be. Oh, I don't like this one. Come on. Yuck. Okay, let's go check. It's mate in 2. Get the active king. Right? He needs to defend. I'm just getting too active there. He does, yeah, and then we take back as the king. We are black. Let's look at a check. He has one legal move. And then we sack this. Okay, back in the 30s again. Take, he has to take with the pawn. Then I don't have anything. What about this? That's winning. Bishop c4. We are white. I think we have a fork. And that needs to be good enough. We're not going to get better than that. We have a check. If the king takes. Oh no, it's simpler than that. Come on. Ooh. I think we go h6. We have pants here. Unstoppable pants. If he pushes, he's too late. Could I actually take the bishop? No. Keep with the pants. Okay. 35. Been a while since we were this high. What about d5? Taking away this square. Because then I don't know, it feels good. Yeah, because then he's not going to, he can't stay in the square. His best chance might actually be e4. Then I have king, then I have king d4, but then he's got c3. But I don't, okay, let's just take a look at that. Because I think he has to play e4. Everything else is going to be too slow, right? So he has to play e4, or possibly it's possible he plays c3. No, it's not possible. So if I go d5, he has to play e4, 100%. And then I think I have to play king d4 there. I think I have to play king d4. Otherwise, his king is getting in. So I have to go king d4. And then I think he has to play c3. And I have to take. So bing, bang, boom, c3 takes. Then he has a king e5. And then I bring the king to c4. Then he has king d6. Poof. Yeah, so that doesn't quite, I don't think that works. I don't want to go g4 because it just doesn't look like anything. Yeah, so boom, boom. It might not be king d4 here. That's the only thing. F4, he is en passant. That's the problem, right? So F4, he is en passant, which is a problem. So bing, bang, boom, c3. I don't think I can afford to push. He's just going to play c2. He's going to queen before me. So bing, bang. Yeah, king d4, c3, king c3, king e5. King c4. King d6. Yeah, king d4, f5. See, I that doesn't seem to be winning. It's so close to working, though. It's so close to working, but it's not working. Could I? No. Wait, I might have g4 afterwards. Look at this. d5, e4, king d5, c3, g4. g4 now. Because I'm covering the e file. So then after king f4, I can take. Or can I? So I take on c3, but then he does get there. No, he doesn't get there, right? That's got to be it, though. So we go here, and then we go g4. Now we go g4. And then after f4, he's still getting to the square, though. But yeah, but it seems like it should be working, right? So g4 now, king f4, and yeah, but he's still getting to the square. So take, he still gets there. Oh, but then I might just go king c4. In my mind, I had it working. No, I just pushed. No, wait. What am I doing? Okay, yeah. So I thought g4 was working, and I'm sure it is, but how? Because he still gets to he still gets to he still gets to e5. Check f4. Take on c3. He still gets here, so we can support it. Oh, it's so hard. I really thought I had it here with the g4. I really thought I did. Check. g4, king f4. Yeah. And then I take, and then king e5. I'm thinking g5 at some point. And then I go king c4. And if f5. Oh, man. So tough. I really thought I had it with the g4. I mean, it was a good idea putting it later in the 2 moves down in the move order here. Check king f4 takes king e5. Feels like there should be a breakthrough there, but bing, bang, boom, bang. Then king c4. It doesn't work though. It's got to be g4 here. It just has to be g4. Can I go g5? Can I go g4, king f4, g5? Because if the pawn takes... No, it's no different. It's no different. It's no different because I take he's still coming in here. Man, it's so hard. G4, king f4, g5, fg. Although it's almost mate, like take, push, but he gets to move. He gets to move. G4. Yeah, if I take, he comes in here. What if I do G5 then? It's no different. He can just take here. Maybe it's not G4. Really thought it was G4. Oh man. Can't believe it. I don't know. It's been a long time since I couldn't do all the puzzles, but I'm very frustrated. Like my brain just doesn't work anymore. You'd think it's G4 though, because how does this work? Right? I feel like we need to play king c4 there, and I just don't know what I'm ever getting out of this. Like f5. But this also just... So this seems to leave me more chances for something. And I have to take there. Have to. And king e5. That all seems necessary. Then king c4. And then I don't know what he does. Let's just say it's my move now. No. He has to go here, I think. So he's got to go... Yeah, king d6. I'm on c4. Then maybe I go... I don't know. I look at it long enough, though. I'm going to play g4. It's wrong. Oh, yeah, I can't help it. Looking at chat now. Why are they so hard today? So what is it? Wait. So it's taking... And then h4 or g3. Okay, I'm glad that you guys thought it was hard too. I'm glad that I'm not the only one. I don't like. They seem harder today, don't they? Like, is it just me? Like, this is 1900. They're not supposed to be so difficult. They're not supposed to be so difficult at this level. They require some thinking, but they seem so much harder. But the thing is, it's been done so many times. So this is an actual... Oh, but it's because people didn't look. They just did the... Yeah, it's because lower rated people, they just take the pawn. And they just assume it's winning. But it's... Yeah, they don't look deep enough, I think. But yeah, just look. So looking at this again. So if f5, then... But this will be instructive. So g3 or h4. This is... I'm surprised. Okay, that this is winning. So g3 or h4. So g3, And then, so if G3, yeah, sorry, if H6, we go H4. And then, okay, and then we can play G4 now, I see. Jeez Louise. Okay, and if we play H4, what was the other line? Oh yeah, so if we go H4 and yeah, he's going to be in zugzwang, right? So if he goes H6 now, yeah, so it's a zugzwang situation. Okay, so what if he goes F? Oh, I see. Jeez, that's tricky. Okay, what if he doesn't play F5 here? Right? What if he plays H6? Oh, yeah, sorry, he has to play F5. So that would have hinted things a little bit because that narrows the amount of possibilities. So this configuration, I should have recognized that black's actually in zugzwang, which is surprising, but yeah, maybe another hint here is that with when we have like a passed pawn and the king is defending it, the king has no squares, right? These are all covered. So if black or the opponent is in zugzwang, if we go in zigzag, they have to move back, and then we can gain away. They can't stay here forever, but we can in a way. I mean, yes, they can move advanced, but essentially, when they're in front of the pawn, yeah, they need some other piece to move back and forth. They can't stay here forever. Back to the beginning. Over 2 hours 10 minutes in now. Chances are very high that I'm going to finish tonight without, well, definitely without playing a game, probably, but without even doing the puzzle section. I hate that. That was a stupid puzzle. So we have a check, check, check. I was so slow at doing that. My brain is mush. Check and then bring in the knight. Because what else would it ever be? Oop. Black. I gotta get my bearings straight here. So just mate in one here. Right? Check, check. We'd like to get here if we could. Oh, we have another rook. We are white. Check. Mate. Check. Check. That's gonna be good. So we can go take and then check. B goes here. I would have to get to this square, so that doesn't quite work. Can I just threaten mate in 1? Think this is good enough. Push. Check. Okay, 8. So he defends it. And then I put in the other rook. Can I do that? He creates Luft. Yeah, he's not in time. We are black. We have a check. Could also go here first. Does it make sense to take here first? Or does it make sense to go check first? What's the difference here? What's the difference? Well, if I take first, and he takes with the knight, they both seem good, honestly. What's the difference? Maybe this check is a problem somehow. The check may be a problem. It's getting a little complicated. Oh, I see. It's check here. That's the problem. He takes with the knight and it's check. Yeah, so we have to do it this way first. Man, I would have been angry if I got that wrong. So we are white. I'm moving up the board. I'm trying to get my bearings straight. This is weird. I'm moving up. He's moving down the board. Still confused. Okay, so this is just a mate in 2 then. It's just upside down. Unstoppable. We are white. We are black. Check. Wins the queen. He's got a check, but it shouldn't affect me. This wins a bishop. We are black. This is going to be a breakthrough. So take and then push. If he pushes, he's going to be slower. And if he brings his king in, he's going to be just... Ooh, it's tight though, eh? But I think I promote with check. So take, push, king c3, push, boom, check. So we have to push. We don't want to take the b2 pawn because we need to give that check. Okay, I did well there. We are white. I think I can probably fork and take this bishop. So check and then check. We are black. I think we're gonna mate here. So takes, and then I think it's, oh, I was gonna go rook b8. Doesn't quite work though. So do we take on b1? Okay, back in the 30s. I'm still alive, guys. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Brutal. But I'm not giving up. I mean, you got to get, I mean, give me an A+ for perseverance. You know, come on. I've done like 400 puzzles now. Maybe not quite 400, probably 300. Maybe, well, you're close to 300 probably. Okay. No clue. I've got no clue what's going on here. No clue. Bishop c4. So I think rook takes rook takes d5. He moves somewhere, and then I still just play bishop c4. So let's start with a check. And let's say he goes to h1. And then I come back here. Okay, well let's say he goes to f1. I get a check, another check, and I'm gonna win this. Can I stop all these pawns? I think so, because I'm gonna be threatening a mate. And then while I do that, I'm going to take one of the pawns probably. So I think he's got to go to h1. And then we're going to threaten a mate, I think. Maybe I just go rook here. But yeah, we're going to start with this. And so I might go rook f2. We're going to have a similar situation to before. He's going to have to play king g1 or go to the back rank. The alternative is I threaten mate here without him defending, and that might be better. So rook ge2, although I mean it might be similar. It might be a similar problem. You know, he can block it a couple ways. But then I've got this other piece. No, it's the same deal. It's the same deal. That's interesting. It seems like the same. This is nice to have, but I don't think we can do it that way. Can we? Could there be a thing like this? Probably not. Nearly though. Yeah, because if I don't go rook f2, you like if we do it this way, we're not there. Yeah, so if we go to rook e2, yeah, and plus he can always bring the rook back. And if he does bring the rook back, then I am in trouble, I think. The pawns will become a problem. So we probably do have to attack the bishop. Upon which he can either go bishop h2 or king g1. But if he goes bishop h2, we should be able to win that, I think. So I think, yeah, so the other thing was here. Again, I think I should be able to stop this pawn. So I think he's got to go, so it's got to be here. Yeah, and then we just take. Okay, yeah, those are tricky though, those type of endings, or, yeah. How about a check? Just because I can. Then I have a check here, so I could get a rook and a pawn. But I think I'm getting more than that, actually. Because I'm actually going to keep, I think I might keep the bishop. No, what am I talking about? Yeah, so check, if he goes back to g1. I'll win a pawn there, essentially. Take. No, I'll win a rook. I'll win, yeah. So I'll win a rook for a bishop, a rook and a pawn for a bishop. So I think that's going to work. Although no, he can go to f1 though. So bing bang check king f1. I could just get my bishop back this way and then take on g7, but in any case, how I do it shouldn't matter. Because this just is winning. Yeah. I think there's multiple ways to be winning there. Okay, 34. So e5 might be winning because I think it'll be this king against this pawn, although I don't know if I can stop this one. It's a floating square. So let's look at check then. So if king h6, then I run these. That's not so bad, right? So so check. Yeah, if he comes in here, push. No, that's I don't know about that. Gets a little tricky. I would have to take, push. But yeah, no, well, ooh, yeah, it's tricky. Tricky. Okay. It's got to be, it has to be bishop g6 or e5 first, right? Nothing else makes sense. So if I go e5 first and he takes, yeah, so we have to give the check first. Then it's either f7 or e5. I might be, I don't know, I might be too slow after rook d8 here. If I bring in the king, I'm going to be too slow. Right? Bing, bang, boom. He just pushes. And I'm too slow there, I think. So I think I would have to go either bring in the king or e5, but this should be losing to here. No, well, no, unless I play e5. So if I go f7, rook d8, hello chess on heart. Yeah, so if I go f7, rook d8, e5, push, then I could take. So possibly f7, rook d8, e5 might be winning. Maybe. Otherwise, e5 first is my actual inclination of what I want to do. And then if he pushes, I think I take. He takes on h5. And I'm not, oh God, it's so hard. They're so hard. There's too many options. Okay. Okay, I just got to brute force it. So e5, and he pushes right away. What are we doing there? See, that's the nice thing about having f7, because I can always afford to take, because he can't take back, because I'm going to promote. That's what I like about f7. Like, boom, boom. But yeah, that's another problem. If he doesn't go rook d8, if f7, he might just play d3. And technically, I can play e5 and then protect it this way. But it gets so complicated. I can't calculate that far. I mean, e5 is what my instinct is telling me. e5, d3 anyways. Do I take? He takes on h5. Like, I don't really like him to take on h5. But he takes on h5, and then I go d6, let's say. Okay, rook takes f7. But then he's stopping me. Right, because e7, then he has rook e6. And he stopped me. Bing, bang. That's assuming I take on d3 here. No, I forget what I was assuming there. Yeah, that's assuming I take on d3 there. What if I just keep pushing? Well, then I'm dead. So e5, d3. I feel like I have to take, right? He takes on f6. Wait, sorry. I'm mixing up my lines. So e5, d3, I take on d3. He takes on h5 is what I was going to say. But even if he does something, like he might even just attack my other pawn. But then I have f7, or do I though? Oh, it's so hard. Why are they so hard? Why are they so hard today? I don't want to bring in the king because that can't be working. I actually like f7, but it feels like I like it, but it feels like my intuition says it's not right. Like my instinct says it's not right. But I like it because, again, if he pushes the pawn... No. Was I looking at it? No, I was looking at this. Yeah, but no. I had a problem with it, right? Because of d3. I can stop it, but then he wins the f pawn. Like I can play e5, and then he pushes, and then I have bishop e2, but then he takes on f7. So it probably is e5, because yeah, here he just pushes. Okay, so we're going to play e5. So that's one horror down. Then I have to recalculate everything. It's probably taking, because again, if I go f7, he's just going to push and then take on f7. And I have no other recourse there. So it can't be f7. If e6, then he's pushing d2. He's not going to take here because then I have e7, right? Or, well, actually, yeah. Because if he goes behind it, I promote, takes, he pushes, and I can stop that. So I already forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, so e6, he can't take on f6. He has to play d2. But could I still just play bishop c1? Bishop c1, he takes on f6. And then I push e7. Yeah, so that doesn't work. I don't think I can play e6. So I think we have to take. And then, so we take on d3. And then after king h4, his king is still cut off. So at that point, I could probably start marching in my king. I'm not sure if I could play d6 then. Feels like I couldn't. So I think I'm taking on d3, and after king h5, I start marching in my king to support the pawn. So I don't quite have a plan after that, but nothing else seems to work. I'm going to take. Oh, okay. I didn't look at that with the engine. I forgot to untoggle my button, but that was hard. They're so hard today. Okay, so we are black. I think we need to somehow get a breakthrough here. So I'm thinking it's like this. It's my instinct. So let's look at that. I guess I could also attack the b pawn. Maybe that makes more sense. Yeah, go after his base pawn here. So we're going to go bishop e5. Let's say he brings in the king, because what else is he going to do? Right? So we attack that. If he pushes it, then, well, I don't know. I might even just, no, I guess I'll just take. Yeah, I mean, but I don't think we have to calculate beyond this. And I think we're just taking that. I mean, okay, they gave us a freebie on that one. We'll take those. We need those. So we're down a minor piece. This is forcing, so let's take a look at that and then wave it goodbye, because that doesn't do anything. I'd love to get this, right? So this is a fork. We have a fork on h5. These two pieces are being forked. So it might be queen h5 here. Knight g1. I could take on g1. No, he takes with a king. Damn. Still might work. I might have bishop g2 there. Queen h5, knight g1, bishop g2. He's got king h2. But then I can go takes. This is really complicated. So queen h5, knight g1, bishop g2. If king takes g2, oh yeah, then it doesn't work. I thought I had, okay, doesn't work. I thought I had queen e2 there. So queen h5, king h2, sorry, king h5, knight g1. Bishop g2. Yeah, it doesn't seem to work. Bishop g2. I could threaten a mate this way. That's a mate in 1. But he has knight f3. But then I have rook f3. Could this be a thing? Rook g1 though. That pesky rook g1. Oh man, I'm so tired of the puzzles. It's too bad queen h5 doesn't work. I'm still not convinced it doesn't. Still not convinced it doesn't. Queen h5, rook g1. Wait, sorry, knight g1. Yeah, queen h5, knight g1. Yeah, check. If king h2, I think I have knight takes g1. But then he can take here. I don't think that works, although it's close to working. So close to working. Okay, so the other move is queen e4, rook g1. I see somebody spamming the chat. Please don't spam the chat. Okay, but yeah, queen e4, rook g1. I mean, I like that it's forcing. I don't think there's any other move for white other than rook g1. Oh no, there's knight f3. So there's also knight f3, which I think ends. Oh no, yeah, knight f3. I thought I had rook f3, but then he's probably got at least perpets. Maybe not. But I'm already down a piece to begin with, so I don't even know if that's going to be enough. But it takes check. Oh. Okay, I'm going to minimize chat now. I see too much scrolling, which is good. There's activity, but yeah. I see all of the same colors, so it means it's one person mostly. So queen h5, knight g1, because there's no other move other than knight g1. Right? For white that I can see. So I just keep looking at this over and over and over again. Maybe G4? There's this knight takes G4. Could I just take on G1? Probably not. So bishop G1, he just takes with the king. Jeez Louise. The puzzles are tough tonight. There's queen e4 and then c5. He can just take on a3 though. But yeah, there's here. So he has either rook g1 or knight f3, right? And then I have c5. I don't think knight f3 though, because like I'm going to use this as his defense. But if he does that, I guess I could just take it, right? And then my threat is renewed. So maybe it is just queen e4. Queen e4, rook g1. He doesn't have any checks here, right? So I just simply take. Plus, I'm on his knight then. So if rook g1, yeah, I just take it, eh? Okay, so this is looking good. Queen e4. So therefore, yeah, so I think he might have to play knight f3. So queen e4, rook g1, I just go bishop g1. My threat is renewed. So he has to play knight f3, and then I was thinking rook f3. So rook f3. Now he has checks, but I can always just bring back the rook. That'll be equal material, though. But it's also with tempo. But then I'm threatening mate as well. Yeah. So that's looking good. So he would have to take. So queen e4, knight f3. He has to take, essentially. And then I recapture. Wait, well, then what? Yeah, I guess I Ooh, that's a little tricky. Yeah, I guess I recapture, but now his check does hurt a little bit more than it did. So queen e4, knight f3, rook f3. Oh, no, I'm taking with check. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. I still have chat minimized. This is a cross pin. So check. And then we're winning the bishop. I think that's going to be it. We have two bishops against the king. Like pointed towards the king. So it's a cross pin. Queen c8. I'm not going to calculate beyond that. It's just a cross pin. Okay, now we calculate. 37. Okay, so let's start with bishop takes, and then I'm hoping for some type of getting the queen behind. Actually, then I have a check and I pick up the rook. Look at that. Beautiful. Nice. Okay, we are black. Check should win the rook. Now we're getting easy ones. So just verifying, but am I blind? Yeah, I am blind, but we have a check here. And then a check. Last one. Please let me out of this hell. So it's equal material. Can I take on h5? I'm actually down a pawn. It's looking good to me. So the best I can see here is rook h6 or rook g6, rook g5. So if rook g5, I take with the rook. Yeah, it's got to be this. And we take with the rook. Important. And I'm done. I'm going to open up chat. Oh my God, that took 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'll get one wrong on purpose now. Oh, I am released. Oh my God. Oh, come on. Dedication. It's over. It's past 1 a.m. here. Dedication. Holy crap. Ooh, chess on heart. Yeah. Yeah. Please don't suggest moves. I had chat minimized, but yeah, I'm not going to look at chat and get help. That defeats the whole point. Might as well use an engine. Okay, so I did it in the end. Yeah, 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm going to play a game now as a reward, but I'm burned out. But we have to play a game. You know, we ate the vegetables. Now we get our dessert. Okay, here we go. Burned out for sure. That was a lot of puzzles. Okay, how do you play chess again? We have an Alapin on board. And yeah, I'm feeling burned out of, I mean, those puzzles just really did a number on me. Been a while since I've seen this. We'll take what's a queen. Yeah, sometimes I play games. Okay, now do we want the bishop outside the pawn chain? Like my instinct is bishop f5, but I actually seem to recall something about e6 that we keep this bad, like we make this a bad bishop, but I'm trying to remember why. It might actually be because of bishop b5 for some reason. But it seems okay to me. Oh yeah, this might be an issue, I think. Like, I think it's not optimal. I think bishop f5. Yeah, I think there's a bishop b5. There's something about that not being optimal. So because of that, I think I am going to go e6. And we'll see. I could be completely wrong on this. It's been known to happen. So a very anti-positional move, making this bishop bad. Okay, and he's already creating this attack here. Yeah, I don't like it, and even like, yeah, I don't love it. I don't love the position, but I wonder if I should actually play g6. But no, I'm going to play bishop e7. He's got all this. I don't know if e6 was correct. It doesn't feel good, but it's what I played. So I've got to play a little quicker now. I'm going to go a6 just to stop knight b5 stuff can become a problem. So playing this a little slow, but now we'll continue developing and feeling this bad bishop. I could go rook d8. I could go knight f6. Both seem okay, but eventually this bishop. Okay, can I go e5? e5, but then it makes you wonder, why did I not play this earlier? I feel like b5 feels like I should play b5. Yeah, let's go b5. We'll put the bishop on b7. That's where it belongs. Okay, hello. So I've got knight f6. I have f5. f5 weakens everything, though. So there's possibly g6. That's, I could maybe reroute this bishop. It's possible. It's not the worst move. So it's between g6 and knight f6. Knight f6, bishop g5. So eventually we would have to play g6. So I'll play g6 right away then. It's kind of weird. My bishop transported out of the fianchetto. And I don't mind that because we are wanting to improve this rook anyways. But the million-dollar question, which square? That's always a tough choice. I will put it here. And, okay. So now what? Could reroute this knight, but that's just, it looks better than it actually is. No, we'll keep that there. Let's just put the bishop on b7, connect the rooks. Well, we don't have many squares to choose from. Guess we're going here. So I feel at this point he might transport his queen along the third rank somewhere. No, chasing my queen. Okay, I could go here, bishop g5. I could repeat there. I don't really want to do that. Is f5 a move? No, I don't like that. Really weakens e6. I don't like that. Maybe rook 8. Maybe this makes sense. Not sure. He might have knight c. Yeah, he might have knight c5 actually. I can't really do much about that. This knight should really move. Maybe I go queen b6. I am eyeing this a little bit. Okay, very unsure about that though. This might be a mistake. But I can put some pressure on the d4 square. Yeah, okay. So now what? Knight f6 now? I'm hitting this 3 times. He's defending it twice. Well, no, he's defending it 3 times. Then I have e5 though. Okay, I'm going to move this rook just because I can recapture with the rook if I have to. And it's a move. Still don't like knight c5, but I got to play a little quicker here. I need to open things up, I feel. Like, because this bishop is a little useless. I still kind of like knight f6, but I'm just not sure about bishop g5. I think I'm going to do that, though. Okay, my opponent left the game. This is the longest stream I've had in a long time. It's because I played after a nap. Okay, I'm not sure why he's gone. So he was 2,200 a week ago, or about a week ago, just over a week ago. He had quite the climb from mid 1800s to 2200. He climbed almost 350 points in like 4 months. Yeah, he's back. Wow, he gained like 350 points in 4 months. Strong. Okay, so he reroutes that. So I can't play here anymore, which is what I was planning. So he read me like a book. Might have to go f5 as much as I don't want to. Because he's coming in here to f6. I do not like f5. But what else? I mean, just f6. I mean, I could allow it and then play bishop f8. I could. Yeah, because this just feels wrong. Okay, I'll play it and then I'll cry about it later. I don't even know if I can defend e6 very well. I might have to take that. That's going to become too much of a problem. Okay, so he recaptures. He's on my rook. Probably we have to defend this. So let's just play that. And then, I don't know, maybe knight ce7, but that's not really so good. Okay, attack the bishop. Bishop a2, I presume. This is so weak. So bishop a2, what are we doing? Then I have a discovery. Maybe knight c3. No, he's got a check. Takes there. Okay. So bishop a2. Okay, we can offer a queen trade. I am going to offer the queen trade. Yeah, he still wants in on the dark squares. This is coming. Dude's too strong. What do you want? I don't know. Make a move. Make a move. Knight's going to come in, harass my bishop, and then he's going to go here, hit this. It was always a weak point. I'll let him take the bishop. I'll let him take it. Yeah, I don't want him to take it. Oh, I can't let him take it. His rook's going to come in. Okay, so we're coming here. So rook, yeah. Okay. Oh, he's got that covered too because of this. That's lame. Okay, move this here. Move it somewhere. We're going to go in here. Ooh, I'm so behind on the clock. It's stressful. 10 viewers still. Wow. Man, I'm happy I got out of that puzzle, like quicksand that I was in for almost 3 hours. It's nice to play a game. The puzzle's just brutal. Oh, were they brutal? They were so brutal tonight. That's the longest I've ever done on puzzle streak in my life. I'm not going to increase it past 40 for a very long time. I'm going to have to average. I want to average like 15 minutes for 40, like a long time average of 15 minutes. Then I will increase to 41. Okay, so he's in a deep think here. I like that. So let's just improve the knight. Put it to e4 and then take his bishop. So that is a bit of a problem. So we take it with what piece? I'm going to take it with the bishop. Oh my God. Wow. That's why he created this, because the back rank. This guy's really strong. So maybe, can I push then? Or here? Wait, what was I scared of? I already forgot. Wait, is this even a threat? Yeah, because takes here, right? So does this even help? I'm gonna go here. Oh, he's got f3 at the end, but I might have a check. I might have queen a7 check. Yeah, this guy's very strong. I mean, anyone that climbs 350 points in how long? I forget how long. 4 months. Is very strong. I don't know. Make a move. Oh, I just dropped the bishop. I'll resign. So, yeah. I'm not going to look at that game. Well, maybe I will. I will. I'm just tilted. But, yeah, very rapid increase from 1877 to 2200 in 5 months. Strong. He beat a 23.45 recently, too. Okay, I'll look at the game. I mean, I'm going from his low point to his high point here. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. But I wish I could do that. It's not like it's possible to do. I'm just being a little cranky. So, I think I actually played pretty well because it was there were a lot of tactics in there that I had to calculate, but I just got a bit low on the clock, and he was so quick. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that it's e6, but I think it might be. Possibly also knight c6, but I still think it's e6 because, again, I think bishop f5. I think that bishop b5 is something for white, and because if knight c6, he might have knight takes c6, and then after queen takes c6, I forget why, but like queen a4, I remember something like this is a little bit better for white. So I played e6 out of memory, and yeah, just stopping e6, and yeah, I'm not sure about the g6, but I didn't like knight f6 because of bishop g5. And I thought I did quite well here. I thought I played quite well, honestly, because he was giving me a lot of problems. Now this, yeah, I mean, but even here I was still holding. I was considering something else here, but I forget what it was. And yeah, he kept the pressure on, and I really like how I played. I thought I played very well, but I just got low on the clock, and this is a very tricky move because he wants to get the rook to e7. And then I just blundered here. So I'm probably still okay here. Just have to move the bishop. Yeah, I just ran out of time. So let's look at that with the engine. Somebody ran it already. And yeah, he played very well. No mistakes. And he left for a minute and a half too. So I did play pretty well. No mistakes really up to here. But then it didn't like bishop g5. Now, I did kind of take that quite quickly because I just got scared of my weak e6 pawn. But yeah, not the best move. It's suggesting knight e5. Is that right? Because I guess we then have if he takes, we have a discovery on the queen. But first it wants to take on c2 and then a double discovery. Yeah, I'm not playing that. I'm not finding that. So yeah, there was 95, but even in a slow time control, I don't know. Maybe I find it, maybe. But so second best was knight a5. It just wants to move the knight so that we release the X-ray defender. It doesn't want to make this trade. Weakens the dark squares too much, I guess. But we're still okay here. We're still holding, and I did defend well, and it didn't love queen f7. Yeah, I was a bit. I mean, I was panicking a little bit of the clock. It's not the best move, not the worst move. It's suggesting bishop c4 or knight c6, getting the knight back into the game. This is not the worst move though. Yeah, and it didn't love knight b7. It's suggesting to bring it in. Yeah, might as well hit the b pawn, I guess. Oh yeah, no, but I was scared of this, right? But then apparently we have knight e5. Oh, wow. Nice move. Even knight e3. What does he do after knight e3? He has to sack the rook. Oh, no. Apparently he can take, and then he's got this escape route. But, yeah, that would have been interesting. Yeah, but I mean, I just don't have time to calculate all of those things here. So, yeah, knight c6 would have been better. And then, yeah, white is better here, but this was just dropping another piece. So I had to make any other move. But tough opponent. Yeah, tough opponent. I'll play one more. Hello, Chess Raptor. But yeah, it's a tough opponent. Okay, playing someone from South Korea, another new account. So if he plays a6, I was actually looking at the exchange. I might actually do that. I was looking at this earlier today. I've never played the exchange Roy Lopez, but I'm going to try it out. And I might just go straight to an ending. I think that my last opponent played this too. Yeah, so the exchange Roy. So it's something like I've been starting to experiment with more openings recently, because just to keep things interesting. I've never played the exchange Roy. This is my first time ever playing it. No, second time ever. So I think we want to take with the queen here. If bishop h2, we just take with the king. Should be okay. I'll pre-move it. And if knight f6, can I go just e5? Should be able to. But it's just the more recently I've been having a philosophical shift in my thinking of openings. I used to be one, and still the foundation of my concept is the same, but just always play the top engine move, always. But everyone knows theory to, like, you know, forever. So playing some slightly offbeat stuff, nothing crazy, just a little bit below, just so you can play something that's everyone isn't just booked up to. Okay, anyways, can I go e5 here? So if bishop takes, I'll be down a pawn, but it's probably not worth it. Yeah, let's continue developing. So I can go rook e1, knight c3, and rook d1. Let's go knight c3 and not overthink it, and then I'll overthink it. Okay. Okay, what about e5 now? e5 takes, check, boom, take. I can get the knight in there. It's not enough. Not enough. I could prevent him from castling, so maybe queen c4. I like that. So he might have to play b5. So queen b3. Knight g6. He's still not castling there. He's gonna... Okay, let's do that, actually. Let's do that. So we'll go to b3. And his king is going to be stuck in the middle for a little while. And it's kind of funny. I mean, I guess he can do this and then queen e7, but... And then he can go queen f7 eventually. Oh, he always has bishop e6. So he can get out of this. Yeah, so we can do this and then knight... Okay. Well, I don't know about that. Knight d4 is looking like a nice square for me. Maybe he has queen d7. Yeah, we're going to go here. Very natural. So he might go queen d7. Okay, he do. f4. Bing and then bing. We have bishop e3 always. f4. He attacks me. Then he's going to castle. Okay, we're going to play it though. f4. I guess sorry, what am I talking about? He can't go here. So f4 was actually not necessary. But I like f4 anyways. If he castles queenside, and he does, I might have f5, trapping his bishop. So does that trap his bishop? G6, I have h3. But he can open up lines to my king. Takes. Yeah, so bing, bang, boom, bang, boom, bang. He's got a lot of pieces in front of my king. But then I can maybe trade queens. Maybe. So f5, if he goes... I guess he can just go... He can go to bishop h5. I could reverse all of that. You know, he defends here. And then I have f5. And I think that does win the bishop, but I'm a bit scared of that. That might win a bishop, though, honestly. Have to watch out for bishop f4, too. Discovery on d4. That's a problem. So as is f5, bishop h2. So maybe I have to go bishop e3, but then he can still take. I can take with the rook. So maybe bishop e3 is necessary here. Okay. That was a long think. Feels a little liberating playing new openings. Because I'm so I'm so narrow and deep. So I've never played like other openings. Knight g6 here. So now surely this wins the bishop. Surely. I know he can attack me, but I can just move the queen, right? No, because yeah, because I'm defending d4 now. I don't play the Caro. No. I play Sicilian against e4. I could also go h3. Does that make any more sense? It might, because then I'm not giving him e5. So maybe I go h3 and then g4. So there we go. That's the better way to do it. So he's going to win 2 pawns for the bishop. Yeah. It is scary, but we have to take. And then I'm thinking, what? That can't be. Why didn't he take on h3? I guess he can take it later. Okay. Can I go f5 though? Ooh. You know what? He might have been winning there. Because had he take, I don't. No. I still had queen e2. Yeah, but I can't go here now. Can I? I feel I can. So I will. Oh, I know why he did it. He didn't want me to trade queens. But still, yeah, okay, that's why he did it. Yeah, so if I just go back, yeah, I had queen e6. That's exactly why he did it. Okay. So his move made total sense. Now we have to move our queen. Probably I just come back and defend at this point, because why wouldn't we? So we're down a pawn for a knight. Down on the clock. And I just want to trade pieces here. Trading queen would be ideal. But I'm happy to trade anything. That's a good move. I might have knight e6. I don't know how much he can afford to sack. This should be winning. We're not winning. I mean, a good move. Like a winning, I don't know what I mean. It's a good move is what I'm trying to say. I know he can open up, and it's possible he has something here, but I just feel like it's not quite enough. I have 3 pieces around my king. My king can hide on e1. Yeah, just going off of intuition here. So we almost have this. This forces a trade. So let's look at bishop f4. He gets h3 though. So I don't know if I want him to have h3. So maybe I will cover that. And there we go. So let's cover h3. Otherwise, I liked bishop f4. That'll be my next move to consider. That's my next candidate move. It gives him a check on c5. So I don't like that. So maybe rook a d1. Okay, yeah, he wants rook g. Yeah, he wants rook g. So if I take, I mean, I can always hide the king here. It's really not that bad. Not quite sure where I want this rook, if I want it here. Okay, we'll go here. I'm not too concerned about bishop g, because except I should have taken first, because now, no, never mind. No, this is fine. Yeah, never mind. No, I played it well. Yeah, so if f4, well, we will take. And eventually I might take on f5, but there's no rush. I can try to improve like I just did with rook a d1. And there you go. So I think now we just go king h1 because, well, he has no light squared bishop. So, but now this is undefended. Well, it was undefended before, so I have to be a little bit careful about my bishop being undefended. So bishop f4 next move to force a trade. And so he can get the b2 pawn. Should I defend that? Possibly. This can start getting pushed. Okay, we're going to defend that. I don't like the fact that his knight is staying like alive here, but I don't want to give up too much because I'm only up a bishop. Wait, no, I'm up a rook. Oh yeah, okay, okay, maybe I could have given that. Anyways, so b3 possibly. Could I take here? Okay. We're gonna move here now. He can win a, no, can he do that? No. Okay, so can I take now? Not quite. So we should move the queen. Maybe move it to f3. Then, yeah, so I'm going to move it to f3. Pre-move this. Then, or maybe I should have played bishop f4. But yeah, I'll play it maybe now. Bishop f4 now. Takes. So he has this, okay, he's got some stuff. Here, yeah. So knight f. What am I doing there? Yeah, okay. Oh, what? Why? Maybe I should have taken it with the queen. I don't know. I don't have time. Queen might have been better. Probably was better. Oh well. Yeah, I'm sure queen. Oh no, queen. He had queen h3. Okay. So, we have different ways to deal with this, right? This forces a trade of some sort. No, then he can pin us. Okay, so we'll go here. Because here you had rook f8. I didn't like. I'm really low on the clock here. Okay, and then this. He's got to stay on his bishop. He has to stay on his bishop somehow. He can't go there. He's got to go here. Okay, well, yeah, we'll do that. And, okay, I'm kind of freezing here. Deer in the headlights. I can't do it. I'm too slow. I don't know if he can stop mate. He's got to go here. See how long it takes him to find it. Apparently a long time. He's got to play b4. Actually, maybe he might, no, it's still mate, right? Because I go, yeah, it's still mate, I think. Because even if he goes b4, I go check and then check. Okay. So that's a funny, what the funny thing is, that's the second time in my life playing the Exchange Roy, and the second time I won, but he was lower rated. So take a look at that again. Thank you, Ocho Chi. Yeah, so my second time ever playing bishop takes c6. So what I like about this, and again, it's this, I don't know this opening, I'm just kind of playing around with it, but I love the long-term aspects of it. And my style of play is like Karpovian and Petrosian, like long-term positional, tiny little positional trumps. And if you take off all of the pieces on the board and just look at the pawn structure, I like this pawn structure because this is a crippled, well, technically it's not, I mean, because we have all these pawns on, so I guess technically this isn't a crippled majority. But if I play d4, like, and okay, let me show what happened in the game. So now black has what's called a crippled majority, right? 4 pawns versus 3, with 2 of them being doubled. So if you take off all of the pieces on the board, and so I'm happy to just trade all of the pieces, just equal trades, because in the end game, the side without the crippled majority has a tiny advantage, because 3 pawns can self-defend against a crippled majority by using the C-cup method. And I talk about that in my book. And so I really like that concept long-term, because again, white should be pretty content with just equal trades in these positions, because these 3, without the help of his king, can stop against these 4. So while those are battling these pawns, meanwhile, we have a normal majority against the 3. So in an endgame, yeah, we can create a passed pawn with these 4, but he cannot create a passed pawn with a crippled majority. And I just really love that long-term concept. And so I do kind of like these positions. So that's one thing. The other thing about why I just started looking at the Exchange Roy is everyone plays bishop a4, and so everyone knows all the theory forever. I'm sure Roy Lopez players know plenty of the Exchange Roy, but it's less common, right? If we look at it in the database from rated 2000 and higher, it's only 20% of players play the Exchange. And so Roy, like, black players playing against a Roy Lopez, they're going to be very, be well acquainted with bishop takes c6. It's not like a secret move, but it'll be less frequent, right? It's only 1 in 5 games here where white will take. So it is something that I'm starting to explore. And then even here, what did I play here? I did castle. And then, d4, I don't know. It's just something I'm playing with. White's no better, but it's interesting. Yeah, so looking at the game again, without the engine. I wanted to do it without the engine first. Hide this somehow. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so, and then here, I just like d4 so I can get this pawn structure that I was talking about. And I want to hide this. How do I hide? Oh, click here. There we go. I don't know. The Exchange Roy, it's really interesting to play a new opening, because for like I don't know how long I've been playing chess as an adult. Maybe close to 7 years. Yeah, maybe 6 or 6.5 years. Anyways, I'm just super, as I said before, like I've only changed a smidgen of my openings since that time. I've been super narrow, super deep. But now I'm starting to explore a little bit more, and it's kind of fun because you get different positions. Like these are just a totally different position, and it makes chess a lot more interesting. I'm not going to deviate too much, but just once in a while, I might explore something, and it's okay. Of course, that's easier said than done. Like I do it against lower rated players. Like my opponents was just 1900. So so we had this position, and it took me. I didn't even realize until after I played f4 that bishop e6 was not even a threat. So I played f4. He castles queenside, and so this might have been possibly a mistake because his bishop gets trapped. So I'm not sure what was better here. Maybe is c5 even? Maybe c5's a move. Yeah, maybe c5 because I don't even know if white is better here. I don't think white is really much better here. But yeah, maybe c5 is looking like it might be better. But c5, knight b3, but he's creating some weaknesses around his king. Yeah, king b8 could be a move, maybe. He still needs to be careful about his bishop, though, right? f5 again. I might even still have g4. Make him put the bishop here. Oh, wait, you know what? Look at that. Oh, but then he's got bishop. He's got bishop. Because I'm winning the exchange there, but then he has bishop f7. Too bad. Yeah, it didn't quite work, eh? Okay, anyways, that was interesting. So he dropped a piece. Now, yeah, so there's bishop h, there's queen h3. Now, if I didn't have queen e6, I still think I'm better, but it's going to be a lot of defending. But I think I'm better there. Knight h4. Yeah, I think we're better here. But yeah, it's going to be a tricky defense. But yeah, he didn't take here because I had queen e6, simplifying. So he defends that, and then I hit the rook to stop the queen from coming in. And then, yeah, we win the exchange. And, well, just simplify. I was low on the clock. He did do a good job of trying to keep the pressure on. But then I just trade everything and, simplify. And, yeah, it's too much. And then humanity here. Okay, let's look at that with the engine. It's quite slow. Yeah, so if we look at the database here of my games, see, it's calculating right now, but see, I only played it once before. Bishop takes c6. And so this will be my second game. I played it yesterday or earlier today. It might have been yesterday for the first time. Ooh, I missed a win here. It must have been when he played f6. Did I have queen h5 or something? I missed a win. And probably you did as well if you didn't mention anything. Yeah, see, 2 games. 2789. Look at my performance rating. Can you see that? Oh, it doesn't show a tooltip. What if I hide the webcam? I don't think it'll show the tooltip on. Can you see this? No, you don't see it. 2789. There's a little tooltip here, but you don't see it on my recording software doesn't show it. But it's 2789 is my performance rate. It's only a 2-game sample size, obviously, but it's just funny. So I played the Exchange Roy like a 2789. So yeah, so moving on here was the engine. So take castles. So bishop d6, and this is the second game with bishop d6 that people have played against me. I think the computer likes f6, but yeah, so bishop d6, d4, and so e takes, queen takes. So f6 is the best move here. So he did find the best move. So he does know theory here more than me. I played knight c3 here. Looks like you can play anything. Anything goes in these openings. Most popular is bishop e3 and e5. But yeah, I played knight c3, knight e7. So I played queen c4 here. Most people play bishop e3, but again, pretty much anything goes. Apparently you can play e5. Hello, chess on heart. But how do I see it though? No, it's a tooltip. Do you know what a tooltip is? So e5, and yeah, I wasn't sure about this. So we give up a pawn, but our pieces are better, and our pawn structure is better. That's the most important thing. So there's rook e1, there's bishop g5. So if h6, what does it want to do? It just wants to enjoy the better structure. That's right. Yeah, because this is hard for him to defend, eh? So we will get it back. Knight f5 just drops the pawn immediately. What am I talking about? Wow, that's actually kind of cool. Here, wait, sorry. Yeah, this e5 is actually pretty interesting. That's if bishop takes though. So if f takes, same thing. No, it's not the same thing. We get the pawn back immediately. He can castle now though. But it's interesting. There's so many options in this Exchange Roy, which I don't know what I think about because it's good and bad. See, that's one of the reasons why I take so long when I think in my games is because most of the openings I play are super, super sharp. So it requires so much thinking. I wouldn't say e5 is drawish. I would say it's equal. There's a big difference. I don't think it's drawish. Like, it's just really equal. The position is equal, but it's still very rich. Okay. Anyways, pretty much anything goes. But then I missed a win here. e5 now wins the game because we have attack here, and then he can't take the knight because we're going to be on two pieces here. Right? So I missed e5. And 20% of players around my rating play bishop g4, but most play knight g6, which is one of the best moves. Now, I don't like that it actually goes into the minus category here, like minus 0.1. I'd rather it be 0.0 or 0.1. I don't love that. But then again, I played queen c4 here, which I think the computer is preferring e5. I also played knight c3, which the computer is preferring some like knight bd2 for some reason. It wants to go to c, or wants to hit this. So what? He castles. And rook d1. I don't know. It's interesting though. And it feels like, I don't know. I'm going to explore this opening a bit more though. I kind of like it so far, but we're still early in. Anyways, yeah, I missed e5 here. And it didn't like f4. Yeah, and I saw this. Oh my god. Bishop c5 wins. Oh my god. Yeah, he just said he's just on it twice. So, yeah, that's just too weakening of my king. I should have seen that. So, yeah, I was trying hard to trap the bishop, and that's where I burned all my time trying to trap the bishop. So apparently this doesn't. He's fine here. He had to play c5. And now my knight does not protect e6, so his bishop can come back. That's how he had to defend. Yeah, okay. Not super obvious, but it can be found, c5. But yeah, he sacked, and then, yeah, we're just winning here. It actually does not like knight e6. Giving up the exchange is, well, apparently there's f4 Zwischenzug. Okay, yeah, this is not obvious. And then rook g8, and apparently he's equal here. Oh yeah, I see. So he's on here. He can't take here yet. Why not? It's just not enough, I guess. But it wants to go rook g3. Oh, wow. So rook g3. Wow. And then take, maybe? And then, oh my god, then bishop c5. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing any of that. Come on. But yeah, apparently he could take here. So it wants to go rook a d1. I mean, I am up a piece already, so I should, maybe this was a little greedy, but no, it's a little sharp to see all those lines. But yeah, I could have beefed up the defense a little bit first. Okay, guys, I'm going to end it there because it's past 2 a.m. here, and I've been streaming for close to 4 hours. The longest stream I've had in probably, like, I don't know, a year. So I'm going to end it there. It was a terrible puzzle streak session, but I did hit the 40 eventually. I didn't give up, so give me credit for that. Thanks for sticking around with me, Vivek. I'm going to rest my voice now. Have a good night. See you next time.